You've beaten Sri Lanka recently in Asia Cup, and also, but the fact that in 2011 they were once the world champions in this own, no, not world champion, they were in the final. So, how much of those past and all the things matter to you in this kind of a match?
Yeah, no, look, I think, in this World Cup, we've seen a lot of games, a lot of, I wouldn't call it an upset because every team here is to win games, so it's not an upset. But every team is trying to beat the other team. So at no point or no game you can think that, you know, this is a cakewalk for us. It's important that you stay in the present, do your processes, keep working as a team, what you've been doing as a team, focus on all those aspects. And as a team, that is what we are trying to do. We are not trying to look too much into the opposition. We're trying to internally look into ourselves and see where we can get better as a team, better as a player, certain areas that we want to work on. Yes, we've won 6 games, but there have been a lot of games where, we didn't had a perfect game. And you cannot have a perfect game, but near perfect game is what you want as a team. So those are the things that we try and look into. And speaking of the past, obviously, there's hardly 1 or 2 players from their squad, from that team, maybe one guy, Angelo. And same from our side as well. There's only 2 guys in the squad. So I don't think, it's been more than a decade now since that has happened. So I don't think that is going to be a factor. Every day, you have to turn up, and you have to turn up well, thinking that it's a fresh day, fresh game, fresh opposition.
Hi Rohit, आपकी सेल्फलेस अप्रोच की बहुत तारीफ हो रही है इस वर्ल्ड कप में 50, 100 माइलस्टोन कुछ भी नहीं देख रहे हो, खाली शॉट मारने को देख रहे हो. अच्छा, तो पावर प्ले में आपके रन भी सबसे ज्यादा है, स्ट्राइक रेट भी कमाल की है सबसे अमंग ऑल ओपनर्स. तो कुछ सजेशन आपके लिए ऐसे आए हैं फॉर्मर क्रिकेटर्स के कि थोड़ा सा सेल्फिश हो जाएंगे टीम के लिए तो अच्छा रहेगा, सीखेंगे थोड़ी.
I'm enjoying my batting. But obviously keeping the situation of the team in mind. It's not like कि मेरे को जाके सिर्फ बैट घुमाना है वहाँ पर. अच्छे तरीके से घुमाना है, अच्छे तरीके से खेलना है और अच्छे सिचुएशन में ला के रखना है टीम को. ये मेरा माइंडसेट है. जब ओपन करता हूँ तो देयर इज द स्कोर बोर्ड स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम 0. सो देयर इज एज अ बैट्समैन आई हैव टू थिंक, आई हैव टू सेट द टोन फॉर द गेम. तो मेरे पास वो एक एडवांटेज या यू कैन कॉल इट एक फ़ायदा है कि मैं स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ बैटिंग एंड विकेट का प्रेशर नहीं है क्योंकि 0-0 है सब कुछ. तो you have to start when you have to start like that, you can be fearless and you can play the way you want to play. But then last game we were put under pressure a little bit in the power play. 3 विकेट गिर गए थे हमारे, तो गेम चेंज करने के लिए भी आना चाहिए. तो आई थिंक एज अ बैट्समैन मेरा फोकस इस चीज़ पे रहता है कि टीम को उस टाइम पे क्या ज़रूरत है, पहले ओवर में क्या ज़रूरत है, 5वें ओवर में क्या ज़रूरत है, 10वें ओवर में क्या ज़रूरत है, टीम का स्कोर क्या है, कितने रन चेस कर रहे हैं, कितना स्कोर इस ग्राउंड पे अच्छा है. ये सब चीज़ के बारे में मैं सोचता हूँ जब मैं बैटिंग करता हूँ. तो जो भी सिचुएशन उस टाइम पे डिमांड करती है, मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि वो सिचुएशन के हिसाब से खेलने की कोशिश करें.
Are we seeing a different Rohit this World Cup leading by example? And everything is falling in place. And can you describe about your own captaincy? Everything is working well, scoring runs, leading by example. India winning. Can you talk about that?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying Rohit is you're leading us by example, and India is winning all the matches. You're scoring runs. Your field settings, captaincy, everything is falling in place. Well, can you talk more about that? How everything is falling in place?
I mean, look, that's you read the situation, you see where the game is going, you see what is the right move in that particular situation. You try and analyze all those things and you try and make a move. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So you got to be prepared for that. I totally believe that whatever calls we make on the field, it is in the best interest of the situation of the team and what is going to happen from here on now, next 5 overs or 10 overs. So you try and analyze those kind of situation and try and make that move. Like I said, sometimes it can work, sometimes it may not. So I try and look into all those situations, and I see what is the strength of the opposition team, what they like to do in certain phases of the game, and try and analyze those aspects of the game, and then try and pass on that message to the bowlers. And this is what we're trying to do, trying to go for wickets or trying to contain the batsman with a little bit of different field placement and things like that. It's the minor adjustment and the tactical aspect of the game that I try and bring in when I feel like it's necessary. And I mean, hats off to the players as well to really comply with that, because it's not easy. It's one thing if I keep thinking about it, and another thing if the guys don't comply with it. And I think full credit to all 10 of them who have taken parts in that game and responded to that thought process of the team. It's not my thought process; it's the team's thought process that the guys comply with. So when things look good, everything looks good, everything works well. So I know how this whole thing works. I'm quite aware of one game here and there. I know suddenly I'll be a bad captain. So I know how it works. So I try and do what is necessary from the team's perspective and be sure of that.
Rohit, back home in Sri Lanka, people are mourning the death of Uncle Percy. When you were in Colombo 2 months ago, you took the trouble to visit him. And if you can talk us about how the Indian team interacted with him over the years, and if you have any message for his family.
Yeah, look, I mean, I was lucky to get an opportunity to meet him in Sri Lanka during the Asia Cup. And he's been such a great fan of cricket. Of course, Sri Lankan team, but he's probably the first ever fan that I met, who was so genuine, and the support from his side towards his team, towards the players, was fantastic to see. When I first went to Sri Lanka in 2005 actually for under 19 World Cup, he was there, but I was a little boy. I had no idea about how things work outside cricket field, so I was not too much into that. But when I went with the Indian team for the first time in 2008, I saw him for the first time then, and I saw how passionate he was, and I got lucky as well to meet his family, his son, his grandson. Their family, very sweet. I went with few of my team members as well. But yeah, it's a sad loss, sad loss to the cricketing fraternity, because in my eyes, he was the number one supporter of cricket at that point in time. Obviously, there have been so many fans now, but the first ever cricket fan I saw was him. So it's a sad moment for all of us.
Rohit, this has been a very good chasing ground, but the two games that South Africa have played here, they batted big and they batted first. Your assessment of the pitch that you had a look at, and what you may try and do tomorrow?
Don't want to say what we're going to do tomorrow, but yeah, look, as Indian players, we've played in these conditions, we've batted first, we've chased targets. So for us, I think this is a ground where things can be quite unpredictable at times. Like, there's so much in it for the bowlers as well. So you can see probably a top spell coming from the bowlers, rattling the opposition. That can happen. As you say, it's an high-scoring ground, but at the same time, if the bowlers put the ball in the right area, it can be slightly difficult. So everyone gets value here, the bowlers, spinners as well, and the batters. But yeah, I mean, from the team's perspective, it was good for us to bat first in the last game and win the game, even though we didn't post a over par score or a par score, but our bowlers did a fantastic job, which they have been in the last 6 games. So yeah, we'll see. We'll assess in the morning and see how it is, and we'll make the call whether to bat or bowl first.
Rohit, with 12 points, you're almost there. Yesterday, Star Sports was saying that India are 99% through to the semi-finals. Considering that, is there a chance that you will rest some players like bowlers, fast bowlers mainly? And for the balance of the squad, is it a case that Hardik Pandya has to be there for R. Ashwin to play as third spinner?
All sorts of combination is possible. You can still play 3 spinners and 2 seamers if need be. I think in this tournament, in this World Cup, you've seen spinners actually are the ones who are stopping that run flow in the middle overs. So I'm keeping my options open, whether we have Hardik or not at this point in time to play 3 spinners or not. If the situation demands for us to play 3 spinners, we will play 3 spinners, because I feel spinners actually with a lot of skill set can put a break on the scoring rate in the middle overs. If our spinners have got so much skill bowling in these conditions, so definitely a possible option for us. But we will, like I said, we'll see whatever is necessary to make the right combination, right play. We will do that. And as far as the resting for the bowlers are concerned, I think they are in great rhythm at this point in time. They don't want to rest. Body is fine, and this is the feedback that I've gotten from all the bowlers. So they are happy to play games. नहीं, अभी इंडिया में आप खेल रहे हो, आपको पता है कि इतने एक्सपेक्टेशंस रहते हैं लोगों के, एंड आई एम श्योर ऑल 15 ऑफ अस कहीं ना कहीं ऐसे जब आप ट्रैवलिंग करते हो इंडिया में, चाहे आप मैचेस खेल रहे हो या ना खेल रहे हो, देयर आर पीपल एट द एयरपोर्ट इन द फ्लाइट नेक्स्ट टू यू or anywhere you are traveling, they'll talk about your game. We want 100. We want you to see taking 5 wickets. We want to see you winning games, tournaments, series, and all of that. So I'm sure all these things have been in the players' ears since beginning. So I don't think it's a pressure, but it's nice that people are expecting a lot of things from us, and a nice way to respond is we know how. So but at this point in time, we are enjoying the cricket that we are playing, and we want to continue to do that as long as possible, and as deep as possible. So at this point in time, that is the focus, and yes, we are actually enjoying traveling from one end to the other end. It is nothing new for us, so don't really talk too much about it in detail. This is all I have to say about this part, because लड़के ट्रैवल करते हैं यहाँ वहाँ एक जगह से दूसरी जगह, और अलग अलग शहरों से अलग अलग एक्सपेक्टेशंस है, अलग अलग प्लेयरों से अलग एक्सपेक्टेशंस है, तो अच्छा फीलिंग आता है लड़कों को, यही सुनने मिलता है उनसे.
रोहित, वेस्ट इंडीज़ और ऑस्ट्रेलिया की 2 टीमें ऐसी रही हैं वर्ल्ड कप की हिस्ट्री में, 2 बार, एक बार नहीं 2 बार अनबीटन होकर उन्होंने वर्ल्ड कप जीता। इंडिया ने 3 बार वर्ल्ड कप जीता लेकिन कभी भी अनबीटन नहीं रहा है। क्या एक ऐसा डिटर्मिनेशन है कि आप लोग का जिस तरह का कैंपेन रहा है कि अनबीटन ही रहना है?
नहीं, इतना आगे का हम नहीं सोच रहे ऑनेस्टली। हमें बस हर मैच, मैं कितने बार बोल चुका हूँ ये चीज़ कि हमारे लिए एक एक मैच जो हम खेलते हैं वो इंपॉर्टेंट है, उसमें कैसे अच्छा करेंगे, क्या क्या चीज़ें हमने पिछले मैच में नहीं किया, ये मैच में कैसे कर सकते हैं। हमारा फोकस उस चीज़ पे, और उसके बाद हम हमारी जो गाड़ी है वो आगे बढ़ाते हैं। इतना आगे का सोचना सही नहीं होगा हमारे लिए अभी कि अनबीटन जाना है, अनबीटन रहना है। आई डोंट थिंक दैट इज़ द गोल। गोल इज़ टू प्ले एवरी गेम एंड प्ले इट वेल.
Yeah, Rohit, the statue was unveiled today. Did you see it? It's Mumbai batsman hitting a lofted shot, and you were part of that series, 2013. You're again aggressive batsman from Mumbai. So can you talk about that statue and batting style of your batting style and his batting style? Sachin का statue.
नहीं, अब प्रैक्टिस पे जब पहुंचे तो हमने देखा स्टैचू, बट इतने क्लोजली देखने नहीं मिला क्योंकि हम प्रैक्टिस कर रहे थे और प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस इतना डिले करवा दिया हमारे मीडिया मैनेजर ने, तो उतना मौका नहीं मिला इतना पास से देखने का. वी जस्ट केम एंड वी सॉ द स्टैचू एंड देन वी केम बैक. आई फिनिश्ड माय बैटिंग एंड आई केम हियर नाउ. बट मौका मिलेगा अच्छे से देखने का. ऑब्वियसली मैंने अभी तक वो भी नहीं देखा कि कौन सा शॉट है वो. इट्स ओवर कवर्स, स्ट्रेट लॉफ्टेड शॉट. हाँ, अब क्या बोलूँ मैं उसमें. स्ट्रेट लॉफ्टेड शॉट का स्टैचू बनाया है वहाँ पे.